Hey guys, Senshi Chris here with Dragon Dojo Martial Arts. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I'm really big into weapons and maintaining weapons and also customization of weapons. Now, if you have Sais, you know one of the main things that tends to happen over time is the wrap that's on them tends to deteriorate. Now, whether you are looking for a custom wrapped handle, maybe changing the color of it, or you're looking to replace the wrap that has fallen apart through years of training and practice, which I hope is the answer there, always train hard, you will end up having to take that off simply to use it, or else your hand ends up covered in black, just deteriorated material. Now, we've already taken it off this one, and we're going to show you guys how to rewrap Sais so that they won't fall off, and you get a couple more years out of it. I've had Sais wrapped this way last for another 7 years or so. Now, this here is what it'll look like when it's all said and done. It has electric tape handle. It's wrapped around that crossing member just like it was when we originally got it brand new back in the day. Now, it has that more of a custom look and feel to it, while at the same time, because of the way it is wrapped, it does feel very done, handmade, and feels very comfortable in the hand, which is very, very important. Due to the rubber feel of it, it feels good in the hand, and it also spins just as nicely. Awesome way to do this. Now, move this off to the side here. Electric tape. You can get a electric tape like this anywhere. They come in all different colors. The cool part about it is you can get it for, I've seen rolls, small ones as little as about $1.50 all the way up to about $3 for big rolls, and you can just get this any color you want, and you can customize or replace the wrap on your Sais very easily. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go up and down 3 times to give the Sai a very thick handle and make sure it feels right in the hand. Now, what I do is I start off here in the center. Now, when I start off in the center, I go ahead and start at a 45 here. And then I take it and I bring it around. I bring it around one full time, and then I kick it up, and I start coming through this area here. Bring it back down, and go around in a circle one more time. This is going to lock that piece into place. That way you don't have that doing anything. And if it starts bending on you, like right here, you can see where it's starting to bend. A very easy fix. You just peel it back a bit, run your finger right along the edge there, hold it down if you have to, and just pull it. Now, very important thing with electric tape is it is a rubber tape. So you do want to make sure that when you're putting on, you're pulling it. That way when it sticks and it starts shrinking up, make sure it stays on for a longer time, and it'll stop it from peeling up later. Now, we bring it back around, and now it's time to start going through here. We're going to kick it up, turning it there, coming through, starting to wrinkle, just lift it back up, and run it back in. Run the thumb over the crease, and there you go. Bringing it through right here, and then comes back down just like we did earlier, and another circle. Now from here we can start doing the handle. Now, I like to think of it as a 45-degree all the way down, 50% covering. So I'm going to go ahead and get my angle right, and I start running it along. Now, just peel it up if you make mistakes. Perfectly fine. I do it all the time. Nice, easy fix. What I do is I'll actually pinch it here, and I'll start just spinning it here. You can see the overlap through the tape. You don't have to actually look where you're laying the tape. You can look where it's going. Right here you can see it's the edge of the tape and we're the edge of the last piece of tape. You can see I'm not quite at 50%. I can either peel it up and reposition it so that it is, or I can just leave it be and continue through. Since we're going to do 3 wraps on this particular weapon, we're just going to keep going because it'll all get the same amount of coverage when it's done. And repair on the next one. See now how I fixed that? Just by pulling it back a little bit. And I'm just going to keep going. Now, as I'm getting to the end, it's very important to pay very close attention. You can do this while watching TV very easily, but you can also make a mistake very easily when doing so. You can very, very quickly lose track of where you're at and just completely go off the handle. And when you do that, you got to pick it up and you got to start back from when you had it going correctly. That takes up time, and if you're anything like me, you want to spend more time training and not fixing your weapons. Now, this can be done very easily over maybe 20 minutes if for a novice, just when you're having TV, TV time, stuff like that. Now right here, I'm at the end. I keep going until the tape starts kicking up right here on this pummel end, and that's when I know I'm right where I need to be. I lift it up and I straighten it out. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it one full time around the end here, locking this entire wrap into place. Now if this is good enough for you, you can actually pop the tape off, smooth it over, and you're done. Because these particular Sais are a very good friend of mine, some of you may know him, Sensei Jared, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit thicker, allowing him, as an older gentleman, to have a better grip on it. Now, if you're a little bit younger, a youth, a mini dragon, for example, this is all you're going to need. Your hands aren't that big. But if you're looking for a little bit more of grip on it, a little more aggressive motions with the weapon, you're going to want a lot of grip. So you're just going to kick it back through at that 45 angle. Make sure you're pulling tight and just keep going again. And now we're going to bring it all the way up. Now, everything here is already done for you. It's exactly the same thing that we were just doing when we were going down. Now notice I'm holding the tape steady and letting it spin in my hand as I twist the Sai. That is a little trick I picked up doing this for a couple years to really make sure that the tape is being pulled without becoming too thin. If it becomes too thin, it can snap on you right in the middle of the project, and then you have to start all over. And instead of having 2 breakpoints, the beginning and the end, you now have 4, which doubles your chances of it unwrapping on you again. Now, that's just not going to work, is it, guys? The whole point of doing this is to do it right. You want to make sure it works. You want to make sure you can get back out there, get back on the floor, start training, run that kata again. And that is why we do this. Now, I'm right here. Now, right here, my angle isn't quite at a 45. If it was, I would just go straight over and do it. Very easy fix would be I can either go around one more time and do it, or I can kick it back up and give me a little bit more of an angle right here when I lay the tape down on that one particular bend of the tape. That way I can get right here at my 45. Perfect. Start folding down those creases. If you get little creases, just take your finger and run them down before you go too far on the tape. That way it just kind of smooth itself back out. And bring it around this way. And once again, I'm going to lock that one in place going in a circle. See that little fold there? That's not good. Pull it up. Very easy. Take your thumb and run it down. No more fold. No more little crease there. And now that I've done my circle, I have to kick it up here. Now notice, this is very important. Check it out. When I kick it up here, I'm actually finishing the circle and kicking it onto the actual bar here, thus turning the tape. Now when I do that, it's going to naturally do that motion to get my 45 correct. But it's also going to give me these wrinkles. So when I do that motion, I use my thumb to run through those little seams that are starting to be created, and it smooths it out, thus creating a very, very clean transition. And that is very important when wrapping your handles, to make sure that you don't have too many extra ridges in it. Now, it is hand wrapped. You are going to make mistakes. That's perfectly fine. I have made plenty of mistakes to the point to where I've gone back the next weekend, when I've had a little extra time, off of work or not at school, and redone the entire thing. Now, if you're looking for it to stop right here, let me just say, probably not the best idea. When you're using Sais, you'll notice on this one, you hold it like so. Your thumb is here. Now, if you were to break the tape here, you're going to have to be very careful to make sure that your thumb is on the side that the tape's not broken on, or else it'll start peeling up again. And if you start spinning it in, your hand's still over that, which is going to create a lot of friction, and it'll start peeling up by itself naturally. And if you're practicing as hard as I do, that'll happen within about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So if you want it to be down here, which I do highly suggest, and you're only going to do 1 wrap, start here and work yourself down. If you're going to do 2, start at the bottom, work yourself up, and then back down. In this particular case, we're trying to get 3 to get this thickness on the actual handle. Although you can't truly tell how thick it really is in comparison to what we started with, you can really feel the difference. And that's what we're going for. Remember, this is a handle to a weapon. The feel in the user's hand is the most important part. So, do whatever feels natural to you, and if you have to, take it all off and do it again. This tape is a lot less expensive than going out and getting a paint like Plasti Dip and doing a paint coating on here that's a rubber handle. So you have the ability to do whatever you want. Now, we're going to kick it back through here, do that circle again to lock it in place, and start running that 45 down so we can finish it up. And I can give these sides back to my man Sensei Jared so he can get back to that hardcore training that he does. So, once again, I'm just keeping that 45-degree angle going down. And while I'm doing this, let me point out, because of the edge of the tape is wrapping over itself, it's overlapping quite a lot, and it's creating these ridge lines. When you get better with it, you'll notice there's almost a pattern here. Now, it's going to be a little bit offset because you do have human error. Everyone does. I mean, I've been doing this for years on end, and I still have human error. It's not perfect. Like, the creases here don't match down here. But you can definitely see the pattern that's evolving as I do this. Those ridges are going to create in the hand friction points on the tape to actually create better grip. I'm sure you guys have seen the inside of bicycle gloves and things like that. There's a bunch of ridges on it. Even on weightlifting, dumbbells and whatnot, and bars, there's all these ridges to make sure that you have the best grip possible as to not drop it. Well, this is a weapon. It should have the same. Now that we're back here, we're just going to take it, we're going to wrap it around. Now, most people would only wrap it around one time. I feel that 3 times really locks it into place and has lasted the most out of all of the weapons I've wrapped like this. Now, here, very easy way to do it. I put my thumb down, kind of hold the weapon steady, pull, and ow! Be careful. Luckily, I train an iron body, and stabbing myself with the Sais is not nearly as painful as getting hit with a shinai. So, if you will, come back in here, guys. Come on. Check this out. Notice how it broke. That's perfectly fine. If you have scissors and want to cut it, that's cool too. But when I pull it, it already gets stretched out. So I can just take this, lay it in, run my thumb over it, and there we go. See right here where it's kicking up? That's why I didn't cut my nails today. So I can take it in and really just run it right next to it, peel it back up if I have to, run it right there. Now, if you don't have nails, you can use a file or something like that. I couldn't find mine, so I decided not to cut my nails this week specifically for this project. Now, there you go. That is how you hand wrap Sais with something as simple as electric tape. And you have brand new handles on one of your favorite weapons, and it only costs you maybe $4 at most, and that's one of the special color duct tapes, things like that. Now, it comes in all different colors. You can go with pink, yellow, blues, brown, burgundy. You know, they even have white. So, I mean, get creative. Just because you're replacing the handle doesn't mean you have to go back with the original color. Go with whatever you feel looks best. And can't wait to see some of the things you guys do. And if you have any more things you would like to see us do, show you guys how to do, just let us know in the comment section, and we'll try to see if we can get that for you. Thank you guys. Dragon Dojo Martial Arts. Who never quits, never fails.